What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Nikola Corporation with the ticker symbol NKLA. This was a viewer's request, so thank you for your donation. Please read the description below if you'd like to see the services I provide. Before we begin, please take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more chart analysis. I appreciate all those who already subscribed and like my videos. Just a reminder that this video is for entertainment purposes only and does not constitute any financial advice. We will start out the technical analysis by going over what I see in the daily chart and potential price targets. Then we'll take a quick look on the weekly chart to wrap it all up. So the viewer who sent in this request asked me if this company has a future. That's more of a fundamental question than technicals, but I'll try my best to answer it. So if I just zoom out on the daily chart, you can see that it was pretty much a bubble stock. Prices went up and then just collapsed right back down to where it started. I'll go over that more on the weekly chart. So it looks like there was a downtrend for quite a long time. So it looks like these were the highs right here of the channel. And if I just drag it lower, the lows fit right here. So pretty much prices were making lower lows, lower highs. The EMA is pointing down. Pretty much the bias is down. And then right around here back in April, we had a break outside the channel. And then we had like a kind of a quadruple top. You can see this was the first one, second one, and then there was a 3-4 touch, and then prices sold off. It couldn't go any higher. So if I just put like a line right here, let's do a trend line. So if I just put a little trend line right here, you can see the quadruple top, or you can say a triple test of this high, and then prices sold off. So if we got a first break of the channel, which was back here in April, see, this was the first break outside. All these price bars outside this channel. We usually go back to retest a low or exceed it. So that's exactly what happened. So our prices pretty much made that new low and pretty much made the downtrend over. So could we go lower from here? That's a possibility, or it could be reversed from here. It's very hard to tell. I mean, technically, if this company was sound, this would be like the greatest buying opportunity of all time. We're pretty much right at the lows, and it's pretty much a solid support level base. The only problem is there's a lot of things wrong with this company, such as losing lots of money. There's really nothing to show for it. So for example, I don't see any Nikola cars on the road yet, or trucks. So there's no really products on the road. I mean, having prototypes is one thing, but actually getting it out to the consumers and mass manufacturing it is another thing, right? It costs a lot of money. There's a lot of regulations. So yeah, just having prototypes is one thing, and promising stuff is another, right? So, and also the thing about this company is that the good thing about it is that the trend is electrical vehicles, right? I mean, we're gonna see that more and more on the road, right? Electrical vehicles will take over the gas-powered vehicles. It's going to take a while though, maybe 20-30 years, but then majority of vehicles will be electrical, even especially the semi-trucks. So the trend is good. This company is in a good field to be in. However, the competition is fierce, right? You have Tesla that can do anything better than this company can do, right? They already are successful. They already have millions of vehicles on the road. They have money, they have the engineers, they have everything, right? So a company like this is going to be hard to compete, right? And you have like Rivian, there's a bunch of other ones. Rivian's doing much better than this company. They already have deals and already have cars coming out. But this company, it's kind of scammy to me, to be honest. If you go back, I did a little bit of research beforehand, and if you go back in like I believe it was 2020 or 2021, or even this year, there was like a SEC filing against like the CEO, if he was like pumping up the stock or something like that. I don't know too much about it, but you can look at it on Wikipedia or some other resources that you think is correct. But this company, I mean, technically it's good. Like we're at pretty much at the bottom of the whole price action, right? It could go a little bit lower, but buying it right now would be great. If you were taking a very high risk though, very risky stock, to be honest. So that's pretty much all the technicals that I see. It's just pretty much a downtrend, and the downtrend is played out. We made that new low, and we're pretty much just going to do something like this. It's called a flat line. So whenever we have a bubble stock and it just pops, it really usually retraces back to the starting point, and then from here we'll probably just flatline. So I'm going to show you guys an example of what I mean. So let's just look at GoPro. So if I just zoom out on the daily chart right here, or let's just look at the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, you can pretty much see the same thing. See how we popped and we continue lower, and then we flatline. See how the price action since 2016 hasn't been doing much. It's just pretty much range bound, just going flat. So that's what I see that this company could do, unless there's a break for them where someone buys them up and wants to take over the business. But other than that, I just see us pretty much flatlining for the future. I mean, something like this. I mean, we could get a little pop up and then back down, but I don't see it going back up to the highs again for a very long time, if it can. I think their valuation was higher than Ford Motor Company at one point, which is ridiculous because they're not even making any money. I mean, Ford is probably losing money too, right? But at least they have a brand name. So there's a lot of things wrong with this company. It's not something I would invest in personally. I like sound companies, so companies that I would actually buy, in real life if I had a lot of money, like Alibaba, right, or e-commerce, something like that, because I know that's the future and people are going to use it, right? But Nikola, I mean, the thing is just a very high risk play, very, very high risk. Like Bitcoin is high risk, right? But this is very, very high risk. I personally would not take any position in this company. Technically it is good, right? I mean, we're pretty much at the lows. It's not like you bought over here in the 30s or 40s, right? You're buying pretty much at the lows, so the risk, downside risk is much lower now. But the thing is, the company needs to do stuff, right? I mean, the problem is that it needs to put products on the road, right? It needs to make some profits. Having a loss and losing money is not a big deal because a lot of companies and businesses start out that way. For 2 to 3 years or even 4, you're not going to make any money, right? So it's fine if you're losing money in the beginning, but sooner or later you have to turn that around, right? And start making some profits and sales. So that's pretty much my analysis on the daily chart and a little bit of fundamental. So let's go and take a look at the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, yeah, it's pretty much a bubble stock. See how we went straight up and then slowly grinded back down to where it started. Usually that's how bubbles are. So if we start out like this and it's very unsustainable, we usually will retrace back to the starting point, and that's exactly where prices are right now, right back to where it started. So that's pretty much a telltale sign that this was a bubble stock. What you could do now is, like I said before, flatline for maybe a long time, or maybe even go to zero. I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen, but it could probably flatline for a long time, and if they start making some profits, we could see a slight trend up, and then maybe back up to the highs eventually. I mean, maybe. It's just a very high risk play. There really isn't that much technicals to support a long thesis, except that we're at the bottom. And if you want to take a very small position and you don't care about maybe a few $100 or something like that, or whatever's small to you guys, then knock yourself out. But this is a very, very high risk play. I mean, there's a bunch of other electrical vehicle companies that I would invest in versus this one, right? Something that's more guaranteed to get my money return, right? I mean, this is a very high risk play. So that's pretty much all I have for this company. Technically, we had that downtrend, we had that bubble pop, and then we had that downtrend back up to the starting point, and now we're pretty much made that new low. So we could just go sideways for a very long time. I mean, fundamentally, this isn't really a fundamental channel, so I'm just trying my best to show you guys what I think in the future trend. I mean, the trend is electrical vehicles, right? We are pretty much see more and more electrical vehicles on the road, so it's in a good sector. The problem is that it's not doing well in it, right? I mean, I think this company was created in 2014 or 2016, something like that. So, I mean, it's been about, what, 6-7 years, and they really haven't put anything on the road yet that's sound. So, I don't really like this company, to be honest. I would never purchase it, I'd rather put in $500 in something else than, this company. But if someone else knows more about it and is more certain about their future, then this will probably be a great buying opportunity, since we were technically at the lows. I mean, we could go just a little bit lower to trap out the people and then reverse, but I don't see that happening. Probably just flatline for a long time. So that's pretty much my analysis for this company. If the viewer has any questions, please leave in the comment. If the viewer who left the donation has any more questions, please leave in the comments down below and I'll answer it. And everybody else and the viewer, thank you for stopping by and checking my video. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel, since you might be surprised on what you can learn. Leave a comment down below on where you think prices are headed. Also, share the video if you want your friends to learn about the markets. Lastly, I appreciate any feedback to help improve the channel since I want to deliver good content to you guys. See you next time, and bye.